Take 4. In an effort to shed light on racism and prejudice towards Asian Americans in America, this interview will be focused among the experiences of a woman who had immigrated from the Philippines in 1968. We will be interviewing an Asian American who had attended high school during the time of the 1970s about the personal experience within high school. Woodrow Wilson High School in San Francisco, California, is the city, state, and school the interviewee has attended. What is your name, and please state your nationality and race?
My name is Marie Fiel Williams, and my nationality is Asian American. That consists of my mom's side. Her side is Japanese, Chinese, and Filipino, and my dad's side is also he's part Filipino.
Did you ever have an experience in high school where you had felt segregated, where other races had segregated you from the rest of the school populace?
Yes. So in the 1970s, they had to segregate the minority Asians because of how they had our schools. They made sure that we had special classes because a lot of foreigners back then had to get special classes, learn how to speak English, and they wanted to blend them in the actual classes, but that was really hard to do. So you didn't really understand the language, but they didn't have special teachers for the language. So it was hard to segregate them, but as Asian Americans, we had to try to adjust. So we segregated ourselves as students. We hung out with our own kind.
Okay. Do you feel as though there was a barrier between you and other races of people during your attendance of high school? And if so, what did it feel like?
Yes, so like most of the races in high school during that era, it was a lot of gang activities. So it would be like Asians, Samoans, Hispanics, blacks. There was tons of gang activities, and that's what they segregated and made in the schools. They separated. We all kind of separated into particular groups, and that's how we made our friends. But if you were like kind of cool, you would like want to team up with certain races. That would make your affiliation kind of better because you would team up with other races.
So you're saying the affiliation of Asian Americans grew stronger when you were teamed up with other nationalities and races of ethnic background.
Correct. Like, so we found as Filipinos, we got along better with the African Americans or blacks. So Filipinos had a lot to do with black people in those days. So even now, as you see them, you see a lot of mixed couples or interracial couples teamed with black African Americans. You see a lot of interracial couples, Filipino and blacks mostly now, or Asians and blacks, because back in the 70s, that's what it would be. You would mostly be with blacks. You wouldn't see a lot of like Asians being with Samoans or Asians being with Hispanics. It would always be Hispanics with blacks or Asians with blacks or Hispanics with blacks. Um, in reality, mostly every race would want to be with black people because they were the ones that would, even though people would say like black people are were the minorities, in reality, even though they were the minority, people wanted to be the in crowd with them, and even though they don't realize that.
Okay. And was there any type of discrimination you had faced in high school for being Asian American?
Yeah, so a lot of times they would say like, like being Asian, they would say like you ate dog or you ate cats or the type of food that you ate. They would discriminate against you in that sense, or you're a rice eating so and so because you ate rice, or they would say like very cruel racist stuff like they would call you a chink, or even though you're not, like you might be Filipino and not Chinese, but they would all sum it up as to like you're one race when you're not one race. You can be Asian or Chinese or Filipino or Japanese, but Asians were just Asians. They were just one race, and they're not. They're all different races, but they would sum it up to just one race. Like you would just be one rice eating race.
Okay. Thank you for your time and your cooperation.
Thanks.
Can you please state your name one more time?
Marie Fiel Williams.
Thank you.